Ladies and gentlemen, holy rush and holy chaos. Kedarnath under strain. The Kedarnath temple has opened for the 2026 season with devotees attending the first day or the ceremonial palanquin with traditional Vedic chants. The shrine was decorated with 51 quintals of flower, and the Uttarakhand CM attended the opening ceremony marked by Pushpa Varsha or flower shower via a helicopter. Now, despite official advisories urging pilgrims to prepare for extremely cold weather as snow is still present and to ensure they have their mandatory online registrations, over 38,000 devotees attending the first day despite severe crowding, limited helicopter service and a challenging 22-kilometer trek. Due to the huge unexpected crowd and congestion around the temple complex, one saw unruly scenes of crowding lines with attendees jumping barricades, pushing each other. A video from the temple area shows how things quickly got out of control. In the clip, people can be seen climbing over barricades over each other and pushing their way into the queue. Many tried to skip the line and move ahead, creating pressure on the crowd. The situation looks tense, with people packed tightly together and struggling to move. The clip was shared on X with a caption that read, "No place is left where one can go with the family." A user wrote, if there's the most pathetic and lowly people in the world, then they are probably us Indians, referring to how they were behaving in a given situation. Some users pointed at poor arrangements in the 4 dhams and 12 Jyotirlingas should be being unprecedented. It is wrong that there is no proper arrangement in Kedarnath, where people live in such exhaustion. Others blame the crowd itself. Why do people go when you don't have any patience in you? What can the government do when you're in the habit of being sheep-like? And these are points that we will be talking out in the show. Let me just introduce my guests at this point, perhaps because more than what I can really explain, it's these guests who have worked very closely on this issue. At this point, I'm being joined by Hridesh Joshi, who's an environmentalist and founder Eco and Energy Talk, as well as Ritesh Arya, who's a geologist. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining me. Hridesh Joshi, look at the visuals that are playing out. People jumping barricades, people jumping over each other, packed in such large numbers. Firstly, just help us understand, Hridesh, 36,000 on the opening day. How big, how different is it from what usually it would have been? Help us to understand that.
So, thank you, Sneha. Thank you. I just wanted to tell you one thing. Is this that the usual you said has changed in last few years. Now, people want a zip pass tourism, and government has provided them this to a large extent. But Kedarnath has limited space. Any hill station has limited space to accommodate people. So this is what we are witnessing there. So earlier, what would happen? I am from Uttarakhand only, and I have, as an environment journalist for last couple of decades, and my career spanning over 3 decades, I have seen these places how they have changed, because government is giving them zip past highways, they are giving them helicopter facilities, they are giving them everything to reach there, and people want to get in there and they want to get out from there. And the management, this, I would not say that, I would not blame it on people, but this is somewhat which government has to take care, that how many people will be there at a particular time, and how they have to regulate all this. So this is what is creating a problem, because the space is limited and the VIP culture is also there. This was the first day. We will have to see that how it happens in coming days. So when the space is limited and there is a VIP culture, people are being stopped from moving. So many people, they can't be accommodated there. These things need to happen. What we should realize that the space and the speed and all these things in Kedarnath or any hill station cannot be as they are in the metro cities, or they cannot be like Nizamuddin Highway or Delhi Mumbai Highway or Taj Express Highway. So we have to respect that also. Another thing is that I'll quickly make one more point, saying that when we talk about tourism will help economy, we will have to look at the data, that the number of people reaching there and these people per capita, they are spending on these areas. when we reach quickly and get out from there, how much you spend and how much local peoples benefit from it. That also has to be seen. So what I have learned over the years as a reporter and as an observer, that when you slow down the speed, then only people benefit also. The ready wala, the chota hotel wala, the dhabe wala, everyone makes money. Also, you are sending so much vehicles there, then people get frustrated because these places do not have the do not have space to accommodate those number of vehicles there. For example, what government is planning and what the local leaders are boasting, that Masuri will soon have 1 lakh tourists every day. But Masuri municipality's own data we will tell you that there is less than 1,000 capacity, and I'm being very liberal. I mean, this will be lesser. Place to park the vehicles. So these are the things which who will take care of these things if the
Right.
administration doesn't take care of them.
Right. In fact, Ritesh Arya, if I can come to you at this point, you know, India is a country that is deeply religious. It's deeply religious across all spectrums. And no one can stop anyone from really going wherever they want in terms of religious pilgrimage. But here's the question, if there are massive advertisements that are going on, if you do want people to come in larger numbers for economy, for several other reasons, then adequate infrastructure and management needs to be done. Are we falling short of that? Clearly, as we are seeing here, I mean, this can go wrong at many levels, and we just hope nothing of that sort happens. But this is worrying.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Kedarnath is not only a religious pilgrimage for Hindus, but it is also a geological pilgrimage. You see, the rocks there are approximately 1.8 billion years old, and they were formed about 15 to 20 kilometers deep below the earth. And once the Himalayan orogeny started, the tectonic collision between India and China took place, and then the Himalayas were uplifted. So that movement also is reflected in the rocks of Himalayas. Today, glaciers are changing, you know, they are receding at a massive pace, and all the habitations in the whatever you are seeing in Kedarnath are basically on glacial moraines. They are very fragile, and we have seen this in 2013 when a small there was a hydrostatic disequilibrium in a lake, and that led to a glacial lake outburst, and something happened that the boulder stood there and the temple was saved. But having said that, we have to behave in a very responsible way. There are geological solutions,
right,
to incorporate into that, and we should see that detailed geological studies are done, infrastructure facilities increased, but the tourists who are going there, as he has rightly said, that they have to behave responsibly, you know.
right.
And the administration on the other part should take into notice that all the infrastructural facilities are properly improved and taken care of.
Right.
Geological, wherever required, geologists should be taken into consideration, and geological knowledge imparted so that minimum damage done if 2013 something happens, you know.
Right.
We hope that nothing
Right.
happens of that sort.
Absolutely.
But
We just hope. But I think, Hridesh Joshi, here's a question. Prevention is always better than cure. If something happens, we go into this whole mode of what was done, what was not done. But when you have visuals of chaos like this coming in, and the truth is, from north to south, pilgrimage centers are always swarmed by people, always swarmed by devotees, and that is fine. That is their right to go there. You cannot stop them from going there. You should not stop them from going there. But what must the government do? What must the people do? If you have to give 3 points right now, what would you say? What would be the top 3 things to be done?
Top 3 things should be, you asked me for top 3 things. First thing should be done, number of devotees and number of the space the number it can accommodate. So this is the first thing, this calculation should be there and number of people should be allowed that way only. Second thing, we should have very proper report of with coordination with the meteorological department, what kind of weather is going to happen. Geologist just mentioned 2013. I, as a reporter, covered the whole tragedy. I wrote an entire book on that tragedy. So this happened because the administration remained oblivious of the reports of the meteorological department, and the breaching of the lake was just because of a big avalanche came, and the Gandhi Sarovar broke, and this all happened. Third thing is this, that we also should inculcate a responsibility and should make a infrastructure which allows tourists to enjoy such ecosystem, such environment where tourism cannot be like tourism in Madhya Pradesh, tourism in Delhi, tourism in Agra. This place, not only we are seeing overwhelming number of people, but we are also seeing, Sneha, a lot of disasters. What happens that if you see at the 180 days or 200 days season, there will be 50-60 days when there is no tourism. Why? And the hotels are totally empty, because one disaster can finish everything. Last year I trekked mountains and reached Dharali. What happened there? 55 people buried and not a single body was recovered. So why we should understand, as we know the geology of this space and lot of construction on this, we are inviting disasters and we are not looking what we are doing there. And
Right.
the best thing to avert a disaster is not to allow the disaster happen.
Absolutely, completely concur with you. Just the parting shot, I mean, the daily restriction, the daily number of devotees allowed in Kedarnath is around 13,111. And what is the number that we are really looking at today as the opening day, for the opening day figures is over 38,000. Just look at the number discrepancy, the huge challenge is right before us. The administration would have known this beforehand, the kind of advertisements that were given in. Faith, safety, they have to go hand in hand. And that's really the parting shot we can go with at this. Ritesh Joshi as well as Ritesh Arya, thank you so much for your time.